This road won't be easy. I be switching my accent so many times. I'm not even from all these places where I be switching up my accent. I'm literally from Minnesota. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to record now.
Girl, you have no business taking up all that oxygen. Relax.
I haven't posted anything on this channel in a year. Over a year actually. I told myself beginning of junior year I'm gonna be consistent on this YouTube stuff. I'm gonna be posting weekly or bi-weekly.
Tell him. Tell him how many times you actually posted.
I posted once, and then I didn't post again after that. Um. Okay, hey y'all, my name is Ivy. Um. How y'all been? Like it's been over a year since I posted on here. I know we a little small, but it doesn't hurt for me to like check in, see how y'all doing. I've been doing great, even in the middle of coronavirus and racial uproar and all that other stuff. But
Babe, just get to the point already.
matter of fact, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Today is New Year's Eve. Okay, we've been through 2020. 2020 has definitely dragged us through the mud, but it would be a shame if I did not thank God first and foremost, because if it was not for him, I definitely would not have gotten through this year. This year was definitely tough. But as much as I want to curse this year and be like, forget 2020, I also have to be very grateful because God covered me through it. And not everybody can say that. So yeah, today I'm gonna tell y'all how I got accepted to the illustrious Howard University and the illustrious Spelman College. I'm 17. I am a senior in high school. And for most people, this is a very difficult time because your whole life gonna change. I'm gonna let y'all know my stats, let y'all know what was on my essays, like what extracurriculars I did, all that cute stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, when I applied, well, applications open on August 1st. If you're using Common App, they open on August 1st. I don't remember when Howard dropped their questions, but they dropped their questions like I think 2 weeks after Common App opened, like all of their applications. Spelman was right on time. They opened on August 1st. We'll start. My weighted GPA when I applied was a 4.03, and my unweighted was a 3.83. I got a 24 on my ACT. I submitted my ACT score to Spelman. No, I submitted it to Howard, but I did not submit to Spelman. But I kind of wish I didn't submit it to Howard just because of the scholarship thing. God will provide. We're just going to see how these scholarships work out. I was in a lot of extracurriculars. I took a lot of leadership roles in my school, and there was a lot of opportunities for me to step up and become a leader, especially because of all of this racial injustice that was happening. My school wanted to become very proactive and trying to be less racist, I guess. I also did get accepted to North Carolina A&T and Clark Atlanta, but I'm primarily focusing on Spelman and Howard because they were my top two schools. Oh, and another thing I will say, for especially pertaining to Howard, Howard is one of them weird schools where it's like you can have really good stats, but like if you don't have good community service or not taking good leadership roles, taking good opportunities, then they probably won't accept you. Because I know a lot of people who had hella AP classes or hella honors classes, had high GPA. They were just on their stuff, good ACT score, good SAT score, and they still did not get accepted. So I just want to thank God that I did. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all about my stats.
Babe, take notes next time.
Anyways,
Here you go again, not knowing what to say, and you all over the place. Come on.
okay. I want to give a shout out to my parents first and foremost because had it not been for them, I probably would have just been average all throughout high school because they did push me in. As much as I want to say I'm angry at them for it, I can't be that mad because Now I have the grades to go to any school that I would please. They really pushed for my grades, but I really pushed back for my extracurriculars. So it was kind of like we was working together hand in hand, even though we was kind of working against each other. But it's like it's all good. We're good now. Like all my classes were honors classes, and I had one AP class. The only class I got a B in was in stats and probability, and I was really upset about that because that was the only regular class that I took that year, and I got a B plus in it, and that really irritated me. I cried on that last day of school, y'all. I was so embarrassed. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. You went and cried to the principal and asked him to change your grade.
Even though it's really nothing to be embarrassed about, but like I was still angry. Then sophomore year, I got a B in what class was that? What class did I get a B in?
It was AP Stats and Prop, and I don't know why you took that class again thinking you were going to get a better grade.
I don't remember, but I remember again I got one B sophomore year.
Babe, you got 2 Bs in both trimesters of the class.
And then junior year, I got a B in my. I got a couple of B's junior year. Junior year was kicking my butt, y'all. I had an AP language and composition class, and I had Spanish level 4. Spanish level 4 is really hard. You want to call it pre-AP. That will really work you, especially junior year. And people be like, oh, like, what's so special about junior year? Da, 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 da. Like, that's the last year that colleges look at before they admit you. So you really want to be on your stuff then. Because that's when you get your most information, and they just be putting a lot of pressure on you. Damn, I really sound like I'm bragging about myself right now. Shoot, oh well. I took my first high school math class when I was in 7th grade. So I was already ahead in that. But just because you don't take your math in 7th grade does not mean that you can't get accepted to Howard and Spelman, because there are people who got accepted with a lot lower GPAs than me, lower ACT scores than me, but their essays and their community service and their leadership positions, babe, they were doing it. That's enough about my stats and all the boring stuff in school. Okay, well, for Howard you really need your personal essay. And they say the supplement is optional, but it's low-key required, if you know what I'm saying. You want to give them the supplement because I think Howard and Spelman, they take a very holistic approach when looking at your essay, like when looking at your whole application, and they want to know you as a person instead of just like test scores and GPA. You're more than statistics to them. So as for my personal essay, I wrote about the time I was in a car accident. And when you write, you really gotta tell the story. You want to draw the reader in. I could read y'all like a paragraph of my personal essay. Anyways, if I can pull it up. All right, this is my essay. Life is very fickle, and as much as we as humans want to believe that we're invincible, we have to come to terms with the hard fact that we are quite vulnerable. As the oldest of 4 sisters, I've learned that serving others is a fundamental principle in creating human relationships. For that reason, I rarely ask for anything, because I worry that I'm asking for too much. I don't want to be a burden. I've always been the type of person who tries to handle her problems on her own. And in some ways, this is one of my best qualities, but in others, it's one of my worst. When I was 12, I quickly learned that allowing others to support you is not only okay, but it's necessary. You gotta kind of have to leave them wondering at the beginning. Leave them wondering from the jump. So yeah, that's like the beginning. Can I do that? Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the description. And then y'all can read it if y'all want to. I can make it into a PDF and y'all can read it, so that way nobody tampers with my document. That's like the beginning of my personal essay. Oh, why did I put my hand in the frame? And then for Howard, the supplement, it really depends on your major and what school your major is in. Like, I applied as a psychology major, so that major falls under the College of Arts and Sciences. So when I go to Howard, I'm going to Howard. When I go to Howard, the school that I will be under is the College of Arts and Sciences. So the prompt was, the College of Arts and Sciences is comprised of 4 divisions: fine arts, humanities, natural sciences, and social sciences. The curriculum of the college is designed to meet the needs and interests of a diverse multicultural student body. Explain what interests you in the arts or sciences and how studying at Howard will help you achieve your overall goals. Now, I feel like this is probably one of the best essays I ever written because
Y'all watch this. I'm finna get sidetracked.
let me tell y'all a little story. Like the night that before it was due, so on October, yeah, on October, no, on November 1st, it was daylight savings, right? So the clock had already turned at the time that I was about to submit it. And gee, I was scared, bro. I had not finished typing up my essay, so I was like, gee, I need to finish this. This is my dream school. I gotta hustle. Like, I was just typing stuff. I already had like half of it finished, but I kept on putting it off because I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't even that it was hard. It's just I was afraid that it would not be good enough. I don't know why I was afraid because I got in.
Okay, as we should. Period.
But it was like 11:59 when I was about to submit it. No, it was 11:55, right? And I was like, okay, I just need to be done. I just need to submit it. I go to the Common App website and I'm trying to upload my essay, and they're trying to tell me, oh, you can no longer submit this. Like it's past the deadline. Da 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 da. And I'm sitting here mad scared, like I'm about to cry.
Gee, you're always crying. What's new?
I'm emailing the Office of Admissions at like 11 p.m. as if they're gonna respond to me, which is really funny because Howard, even on a regular day, their admissions do not be answering. I'm like pacing up and down. I refreshed the page and I tried to submit it, and it said that I could submit it. I was so happy. I was like, thank you, God. Like, yes, I can finally submit it. So I copied it, I pasted it onto the website, and I submitted. And then on the comment app, it says like it was submitted at like, I don't know, 12:59 or something, but I still got it in, so I was happy. That's really irrelevant, but I still did it. I wrote about, so as a psych major, I basically, my end goal, I don't know if I still want to do this, but as of right now, I really want to be a psychiatrist to primarily communities of color, because I realized that mental health is very overlooked, especially in the African Black community. And I feel like if nobody else finna fix it, then maybe I should. But I'm also very passionate about activism and civil rights and social justice. So I maybe want to go into the law field and become a lawyer and maybe an elected official and a Congress lawmaker. I couldn't really think of many famous psychologists or psychiatrists that came from Howard, but let me tell y'all, Howard is everywhere. Like they be in the room, in every room, almost every room. It might not particularly be in your field, but they have very elite alumni. So they got that. They gave us Chadwick Boseman, Elijah Cummings, Toni Morrison, Taraji P. Henson, so many successful people.
Not to mention the first Madam Vice President Kamala Harris.
So you don't really, what I decided to do was write my essay about people who, alumni who had come from the College of Arts and Sciences. This is like the first paragraph, I think. Okay. When I started thinking about going to college, the idea of going to an HBCU didn't cross my mind until my sophomore year. Throughout my educational career, my parents had always encouraged me to obtain the highest grades possible so I could easily get into any school of choice. Their dream for me, their oldest daughter, was to attend an Ivy League university, and for a long, long time that was my dream as well. Imagine a little black girl named Ivy attending an Ivy. How pros. In the middle of my sophomore year, I started to wonder why I was pursuing this achievement. I asked myself, who am I chasing this dream for? I concluded that I had not been exposed to all my options, so I started looking up different schools. When I was looking at all the colleges and universities, I focused on schools with these three qualities: a high-ranking school located in a big city with a high diversity rate. So that's basically the beginning. That's the first paragraph. I'm definitely gonna make a PDF and just like put it down there. If y'all plagiarize me, I'm gonna sue y'all. I won't know that you plagiarized me. I'll probably figure it out someday. They'll know that you plagiarized me. They'll probably put me on the board of admissions. Yep. And be like, this sound real familiar. I'd be like, yeah, because I wrote that. Let me stop playing. But plagiarism is bad. Don't do it. So yeah. I spent a lot of time talking about my essays. Jeez. Girl. But basically, this is what I wrote in my conclusion. In conclusion, Howard University allowed each of these alumni to reach their fullest potential. Each of them understood what it meant to contribute to a cause bigger than themselves. I believe that art and science are two subjects that encourage human beings to make connections with each other. And by doing so, we develop an understanding of one another. Empathy keeps us moving forward. Furthermore, continuing my education at Howard University will equip me with the tools I need to do my part to help others move forward. Look at how I embodied that. Ate it up and gave it back.
Babe, you are not light skinned. Get your face out the camera looking like that.
Who doing it like me? I don't know, somebody out here probably doing it like me. But I still did that. Letters of recommendation. Let me tell y'all. When you are trying to get your letters of recommendation, make sure you get them early, because that is exactly what I did. As soon as I started applying for colleges, I started applying for colleges in August. I got all my letters of recommendation like August, September, October. Early October, never late October. Because once it started getting to late October, I was like, did I do late October? I did early October. Once it started getting into, when I say early, I mean like the first week. When it started getting to late October, even early October, when it starts getting here, your teachers are going to be busy filling out recommendations for everybody else. So it's best for you to start early, so that way they have the most time and they can put in the most effort into your letters of recommendation, so that way these schools can really get a picture of who you are as a person to other people. And make sure there are teachers that you like, not the teacher that you cussed out freshman year because she told you to put your phone on her desk. And definitely not the teacher that you argue with every day because you always talking in her class, even though you're not really talking, but they try to make it seem like you're talking just to give you a hard time. Yeah. I got recommendations from my principal. I got a recommendation from my English teacher from sophomore, junior year. I got a recommendation from my history teacher from sophomore year. And I also got a recommendation letter from my pastor. So, make sure you make a good impression on these people, warm up to these people. Do what you gotta do because you're gonna need them in the future. That sounds really bad, but like at the same time, it's like the only reason why I can go back to them is because we made such a strong connection. Now I actually care about these people, so, and they care about me and they want to see me do great, so win-win. Transcript. Make sure you get your transcript early, because some of my friends, they requested their transcript from their counselor and some of their counselors did not get them in because they forgot. So if you request your transcript early, make sure you do it early. Give your counselor at least 2 weeks. If they don't send them to your school in 2 weeks, then you need to go back and press them, because you are not about to miss these deadlines because your counselors are not submitting your stuff on time when you ask them to. That's always my rule. I always give them 2 weeks, even though, matter of fact, most of the time I do be turning my stuff in on time. So if I can give y'all 2 weeks, I feel like y'all should be good. It's not that hard to come up with good stuff to say about me. You're right, it's not that hard. I didn't tell y'all about my extracurriculars. I was involved in the STEP team. I'm involved in choir. I'm involved in Student Voices, Leadership Academy, and Student Council. So for Student Voices, that's like a select group. They just pick a bunch of kids who are very outspoken, or like, you don't necessarily have to be outspoken, but you're not afraid to speak your mind. You're well spoken. And they just want to pick kids who are able to talk about issues about race, or talk about issues with the teachers, or just, so they can make the schools better. Leadership Academy is something that started in my school. So Student Voices for my school district. Leadership Academy is just for my high school. In Leadership Academy, they started it like in the wake of the killing of George Floyd. So what they wanted to do was basically some of the things we done. We went to the city council and we convinced them to keep their human rights commission, even though it's kind of disorganized. But not everything can be good on the first try. It's a work in progress. We also led a racial sensitivity training at a staff development meeting at the beginning of the school year, which is really exciting because, like, for the first time I felt seen. And choir was the secretary. I was just on the step team. I wasn't like, oh, I was also in women's group. I was a vice president for women's group. Another thing with Howard, they ask you for a resume. So provide a resume. They be asking for all this stuff that you think might be extra, but they really add to your application as a whole. So if they ask you for something optional, it's not really optional. Just do it, Anything, add as much as you can so they can see that you're a real person. And they can, because one thing about Howard, I think their motto is like something about truth and service. So if anything that you can that can show that you are a leader, somebody who loves to serve others, and someone who is honorable and truthful, put that in your application so that way they can say like, hey, this is the type of person we're looking for. I think we're gonna accept you. Things like that. I did a lot of community service through my church. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, so I was very involved in Pathfinders. And also within my church, I was very involved with praise and worship. I do a little singing. Wow. I did a lot of singing in church. And I also told children's story. I coordinated that. With my church, we did a lot of community outreach. Even like this past summer, we did community outreach. We gave food to the homeless. We prayed for people. What else did I do? I was a board member for women's group. Basically, that's just a group that builds women into strong leaders. So I'm grateful to be a part of that. I did a lot for that application. I did what I had to do to get there. Spelman didn't require as much in their application as Howard did, but yeah, I still got into both. I got to the top 2 HBCUs in the country, baby. I'm proud of myself. Oh. Hey, I'm gonna just end this video by saying, like, I think that the defining factor for me as of right now is between Howard and Spelman is just the bag. If the bag is right, then I'm going. Because ATL is real cute. We get lit at ATL. But DC is also real cute because we can get lit in DC as well. And I just love DC. I've never been to Georgia. I've never been to ATL before in my life. But it would be nice to go somewhere new. And the last time I went to DC, I was like 6. And I was with my cousins. I never toured either of the campuses because I was supposed to do that over spring break. But the coronavirus happened and clearly we weren't able to do that. But I know God has something bigger planned for us. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to troll y'all. I'm gonna be a bison. In August. Come decision day, you gonna see me with my Howard apparel. The decision day pic's gonna be real nice. But I think that's it for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I will catch y'all in my next video. I didn't come up with an outro, something to say to y'all when I leave. Maybe this will be my thing. Dance break at the end. Okay, bye.